Hey folks, Revo Brewer here, and we're back with another homebrew kit review. We're back in business. There is a new line of homebrew kits that are out. Let me just get it up here for you. It is the New Zealand Brewer Series by Mangrove Jack. It's this one we're going to sample today is American Pale Ale. This is a true first testing of the beer. I haven't had one yet. So without any further ado, let's just open it up and give it a pour. She's got a little bit of fizz to her. I've only had this maybe 2.5 weeks in a bottle. It's pretty green, so there may not be much of a head on it, but let's give it a pour and see what we can get out of it. Yeah, she's got a little carbonation to it, nothing too much yet. I'd say this will be better after another week or so. So basically, what's been happening with my brewing, just to get you guys up to date, I've reverted back to the strict kit and kilo method. For a while I was doing some extract kits, I was boiling in some hops, I was doing a few different things, but I've gotten a little bit lazy. I just want to make quality beer that I can drink for a good price. And so we're going back to the old kit and kilo. I don't use a kilo as sugar. What I use is Mutton's Brew Enhancer. It's basically the same thing. It's just it's a little bit of dry malt extract and dextrose. As you can see, this is a young beer. The head's kind of dying out on it pretty quick. But let's give it a taste. And as always, the proof is in the taste. A nice beer, just a nice beer. These Mangrove Jack kits are pretty solid. Like I mentioned, basically my goal here is to make good quality beer that tastes good and do it for a price that's reasonable and do it as simple as possible. That's what it's all about for me. I just got a little bit lazy. I just want to make, I don't want to spend a lot of time boiling the hops. I had a couple boil overs and stuff like that. And I just went right back to the old basic kit and kilo, tried and true. This is a very smooth beer. This is a really nice beer. It's got a little hop kick to it. I don't know if if it's the beer in New Zealand's got a little hoppier, but it's got a little hop kick, but it's smooth at the same time. Let's see what it says. These new kits, they still come in a pouch, but they just kind of packaged them up in a box. It's a pretty slick looking setup. So I brew these, by the way, it says it makes 23 liters of beer. I just brew it to 19 liters. If you brew it to 23 liters, you're going to get about a 4% beer. This way, it's about 5% or a little more, and it's more full flavored, I find, anyways. That's what I find about it. Outside of that, I mean, I would say this is definitely a quality beer. My cat's here watching. You probably can't see her on the camera, but she has to get in every beer review. I would say this is probably a 3.5 out of 5, which is a good score. This is kind of like your lawnmower beer. It's nice, easy drinking. It's so smooth. It's really smooth, but it's got that little hop bite to it. Tasty little hop bite to it. Man, that's not bad. Like I said, Mangrove Jack's a solid kit. And this is just proof you can make a decent beer. You're not going to get an award-winning beer. I'm not talking about brewing a craft beer. I'm just talking about drinking a good beer that you can enjoy and that sort of thing. To me, if I want a craft beer, I'm going to go walk down to the local craft brewery and get a growler down there. But I like the beer that's produced from the kit and kilo. For me, it's always been a pretty decent beer. To me, this is better than a macro beer at about 1/3 of the cost. Like here in Canada, I think a 12-pack of the General Macro Labatt's or Molson Canadian, you're looking at $25. This I can brew like a 12-pack for probably, I would say, $7 or $8, something like that. Again, I just use the kit. I put in a, you can use a Cooper's Add a Brew, Muttons is the one that's in my local store. It's just a bag of dextrose and dry malt extract, and you just dump it right in. And it's so easy, but the results are good. It's a quality beer. I mean, and that's what I'm looking for, just a good drinking beer. Nothing crazy, nothing off the charts. And this is exactly what this is. Like, I'd say 3.5 out of 5. Middle of the road beer, a little better than average, no question. Oh yeah, and it's got that Mangrove Jack quality. These kits I've been brewing them since they were Brewcraft, and they've never let me down. They're just good kits. I will say there is a whole new New Zealand series. It's not just the American Pale Ale, which is kind of funny, a New Zealand series with American Pale Ale. Why wouldn't you have a New Zealand Pale Ale? Hard to say, I don't know. But they do have a whole new series, so we're going to go through them all. Why not? I like trying out the new kits, especially when it's a quality name like Mangrove Jack, who I've been brewing for years. So that's the good news. We're going to have some more brewing videos coming up. If you just like a plain, middle-of-the-road beer, nothing crazy, nothing fancy, very smooth, it's got a little hop bite to it. And don't let the head fool you. I really should have let this age another couple weeks before making the video, but I didn't. But I would definitely recommend you can get this one into your rotation, the New Zealand American Pale Ale. Well, I would say that probably this is similar to a Cooper's. Maybe a Cooper's lager, a Cooper's real ale, somewhere in between those two. It's a little bit more than a plain lager. It's got a little bit more kick to it, but it's just as smooth. It's definitely just as smooth. Anyway, solid 3.5 out of 5. Stay tuned. We're going to go right through the whole series, the New Zealand series. I haven't picked up the next one in the series yet, but that'll be my next purchase. I had a couple kits I got on sale that I wanted to do. They were expired by a little bit, so I just picked up some fresh yeast. They were 50% off, so $10 for a can of Muttons, and I got some fresh yeast. And I'm just going to make it the same way though. I'm going back to the kit and kilo. Just the kit, 19 liters. Top it up to 19 liters. And add your Muttons Brew Enhancer or your Cooper's Brew Enhancer, or if you want to make it with a kilo of dextrose, it's still a decent beer. Don't let the beer snobs talk you out of it. If you enjoy a kit and kilo, then brew it, because there's no question it's not going to be as good as an all grain. It's not going to be as good as a batch you spend a couple hours on, boil it into specialty hops, or steep in the specialty hops and boil it into hops and going that way. But you can make a very, very decent beer, cheap, and with minimal effort, minimal equipment. And that's the goal here in Canada for me. It's like, I enjoy my beer, but I don't enjoy paying $25 for 12. So this is the solution for me. But anyway, stay tuned. Like I said, I got some more videos coming up. Once I get the next kit brewed, we're going to go. And it's going to be another one in the New Zealand series. I'm going to try another beer in that series. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Good to see y'all again, and cheers.